All right, so what's going on? I just created this podcast on, let's see, what's the date? Sunday, April 25th, 2021. Now, I started this podcast because I have a lot of stuff going on in my mind and I'm always doing a lot of research and stuff like that. So, I wanted to create this podcast, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Zach or Zvomps, and I don't know. I'm just here kind of, being myself and kind of figuring out ways to go about my day. And I have a few things that I want to talk about. We're going to be doing this in all in one take. So things might not be as, sound as others. And we'll see how it goes. But anyway, some things about me. I've been investing for a while now in a range of different markets, including the foreign exchange market, stocks, of course, cryptocurrency, and soon to be real estate. So, currently working on my real estate license. As of right now, I'm 17. I'll be 18 in about a couple of weeks. I'm based in Florida, by the Tampa area. So, yeah, I have a few family members out here. Are in Chicago, some are out here in Tampa or Brooksville or Spring Hill. And I'm currently recording in my bedroom of my grandma's house. We are closing on a house soon that I'm going to be moving into, which will be great. And, starting new things. Hopefully, going to start, some type of investing firm out there. You know, Me and my buddy, we're going to be getting a real estate license together. We have a few things in motion. So, actually, let's talk about that. When I was 13, I actually started investing. And what kind of sparked my interest is I was tired of basically not having money for myself or, not being able to do things as freely as I wanted to. And being 13, there aren't many opportunities for you to make money. I mean, you can't get hired at McDonald's. You can't, there's a lot of things you actually can't do that a lot of people don't think about. But so I started investing in the stock market. My first investments were, bigger companies like McDonald's, Walmart, ExxonMobil, Bayer, the company that revolves around medicine. And that kind of sparked my interest into other things. Like, when I turned 15, I started getting really serious about it. That's when I started high school. I went to the Illinois Math and Science Academy in Aurora, Illinois. And, there I started other projects such as, recording, music or helping people rap over a soundtrack. And they had a recording facility there. And I would like to say that IMSA is really where most of my interest started kicking off in regards to science. Math was an okay subject for me. So I started really investing and paying attention to the stock market then. And then, through sophomore year was a struggle. And then through junior year, I started looking at more investments instead of holding long term. And I came across Tesla. I bought Tesla in March 2020. For those of you who don't know, their stock split went up quite a few percentage points, and a wide variety of things happened. And making that money really got me into other markets, such as the foreign exchange market. I started taking classes on that and learning how to read charts and the Japanese candle strategy. And I really have just always been, forward leaning with my future. And that's really kind of what's pushed me along. It's not necessarily the fear of quitting, because I don't believe that's what pushes me. I think it's more of that I want to fail, because I have had a lot of fails and a lot of stepbacks. And, there's been people to guide me along the way. There's people who haven't guided me along the way. And I'm really just here to kind of figure out on my own, and anyone who's willing to help, So some other things that I'm interested in, I've, done all kinds of sports, whether it's archery, basketball, recreational football. I've even gotten into like chess or Mancala, crossboard puzzles, things in that sort. I really started to get involved into the technological side of things when I realized about cybersecurity, using VPNs, and that's kind of how I came across cryptocurrencies, because of their blockchain technology. So there's just a lot of a lot of small things along the way that kind of push me into bigger things. And, the biggest things right now, of course, are cryptocurrency, the real estate market, cybersecurity, and, just advancing my tech knowledge. Excuse me, I need to turn that off. Like I said, again, we're doing this all in one take, so things are going to be sketchy. I don't have the best audio setup right now. You might be able to hear my computer overheating in the back. We'll upgrade in the future. But, some things I'm going to be talking about on the podcast are, scientific discoveries. Relatively early on, I've been looking into frequencies, Nikola Tesla, even Elon Musk, who, started up the Tesla, the electric car company. All those things that kind of inspire me. We may look into art a little bit, like Kanye West, who's inspired me on kind of an art level. My grandma Candy, who's inspired me to invest, like the psychology behind that. So I guess psychology in that fact. Maybe some tech, because I'm really interested in Apple products, why they do what they do. And I can't remember the word off the top of my head, but it sounds like innovation, but I think it's innation. Why companies do that. There's really just a large spectrum of things that I would like to be talking about on this. In the description, I mentioned that I just have this information that I look at, and just because it's interesting to me, and I think that the information that I find could be, useful or exciting to somebody else. Maybe frequencies, resides with someone who plays the guitar, and they're really interested in how their music can truly affect someone's brain or body or spirit. Being a Christian myself, I am always, trying to strive to be better. And, I understand that some people aren't religious, or, some people are political. So we're going to try and keep this podcast as neutral as possible, just looking at facts and trying not to go more as such as belief, but rather than off of facts, because some facts and beliefs can overlap each other, but I don't have interest in, interfering with people's beliefs or their opinions. I just want to put out the information that I know that I see out there. And, some of my recent interests, honestly, they've been revolving around Nikola Tesla. I've looked into space and, what Elon's doing in regards to Mars, and, what Jeff Bezos is doing. Some of these coincide with each other. They're competitors. They're not competitors in some aspects and others. And, just how things work together, honestly. I was sitting out, as that I mentioned before, I'm living with my grandma currently, and she has a pool in the back, and I like to sit out there and enjoy a cup of coffee, listen to actually other, podcasts, such as Robert Kiyosaki and other creators like Vosk. He doesn't really do podcasts, but he's more on YouTube. And, just enjoying being alive is really what is all about. Sitting out by the pool and enjoying cups of coffee and maybe reading. Like I am currently reading the 48 Keys to Power and my 63-hour real estate course. And those are really interesting, but, I like to... Reading, you can't really look around. I like to look around a lot, so I tend, to sit out there and listen to podcasts. And that's just kind of, what I'm about. What I like doing, and, so kind of sum it up, I invest trying to pursue my future and, obtain dreams and, not be a statistic being 17 years of age. And it's really all about bringing out information to the world. And I'm not really here to expose anyone or, bring any sort of negative emotions to anyone. I'm kind of just here living. And it's really just going to be a hobby of mine that I pursue and that I like. And, that I come here and talk to anyone who's listening, if anyone, honestly. I'm grateful for anyone who listened to this. And, I can't wait for the future and to make future podcasts. I appreciate you listening to this, and I'll be on another one soon.